All right, so someone asked me the question today, what do you do if you can't get the wife or the husband to come on the sales presentation with the other partner? So number one is you want to avoid this situation as much as possible. And if they can't get the other person there, you want to confirm that the person that you do have there is going to be able to make a decision, right? So whatever it is, if it's the husband or wife, say, well, your husband or wife lets you decide and is okay with you making the final decision. They're like, yeah, just confirm it like that. If they say no, then it's kind of a tricky situation. You want to do your best to get that person, see if you can reschedule to get that husband or wife there. And sometimes you'll have the situation where the person will say like, oh, I always got to check with my husband or wife about this. We never make decisions without each other on purchases like this. And if that's the case, then you got to get both of them in front of you, or you got to meet with them both at separate times. It's tricky, but the best thing to do is get them both there in front of you, handle that at the same time, and deal with that. And when you're doing that, you have to handle and ask both these people questions and sell to them differently, right? You have to present to them the things that are important to them around the product and or service that you're offering to them, all right? Now, if you only get one of them, like I said, you want to make sure that that is a person who can actually make that decision and then really break it down. Now, sometimes even when you do that, they're still going to be like, well, I want to check it over with my husband or wife, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to play that back on them. It'd be like, you know, I believe you're a person of integrity, and you're a type of person that keeps your word. And they'll say, yeah. And then you can just say, well, you know, earlier you told me that, you know, you were the person that made this decision. You know, maybe I heard you wrong, or is there a misunderstanding here? Can you tell me what's going on here? And at that point, they're gonna feel like they gotta make a decision one way or another. The other thing that you can do is you can kind of justify with them what's going on, right? And in terms of making a decision and having that be okay with the spouse. So you can justify other purchasing decisions they may have made, right? So, well, you can ask them, well, were there any other purchases like this that you've made by yourself without your wife or your husband being there to confirm it because they trust you? And they'll give you examples. And sometimes you're going to have to break these things down into multiple times I've made a sale. Maybe it's, you can go as simple as food shopping, right? Well, does your husband trust you to go get food shopping, or does your wife trust you to go and get whatever it may be on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, whatever that is? And they say, yeah. And you can break that down and say, well, look, over 2-3 years, that's a few $1,000s, right? And then you can break it down and say, well, that again will show you that they have the confidence in you to be able to make a purchasing decision like this, right? And that I'm kind of generalizing here. I'm not kind of generalizing, I am, because every situation is a little bit different. But you can break down those smaller purchases that they've made without the spouse and then kind of stack those on top of each other to be a bigger amount overall, right? So there's a lot of different ways to go about it. Whoa, I dropped it, but luckily I got a case on this, so it's okay. So that's it. Like I said though, the best thing to do is get both the husband and the wife there so you can get that decision made right then and there. And then if you can't, just confirm and really box them in so they are sure that they can make a decision, that the husband or wife trust them to make a decision at that time when you are talking to them, and then just really nail them on that and confirm them to that and really make them keep their word. So that's how I would handle that whole situation. Hope that helps. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.